And while you're clapping, keep it up and give a huge ACMA welcome back to Muriel Anderson.
Thank you. Oh, so great to be back. All right, I should be hot now. There it is. Well, if you write a cookbook, you have to, of course, write music for each recipe, or at least arrange music for each recipe. So this is the one that goes with quiche.
Sur le ciel de Paris s'envolait une chanson. Elle est née d'aujourd'hui dans le cœur d'un garçon. Sur le ciel de Paris marchent les hommes heureux. Le bonheur se construit sur un air fait par eux. Sur le pont du Bercy, un philosophe assis, deux musiciens, quelques bardons, puis les gens premiers. Sur le ciel de Paris, jusqu'au soir vont chanter. L'hymne de l'épelle près dans ce vieille cité. Près de Notre-Dame, parfois couvre drame. Oui, mais apparemment, tout peut s'arranger. Quelques rayons de ciel d'été, l'accordéon d'un marinée, l'espoir fleurit au ciel de Paris. Et le ciel de Paris a son secret pour lui depuis 25. Il était pris dans notre île de Saint-Louis. Quand elle est trop jaloux de ses milliards amantes, il fait gronder sur nous son tonnerre éclatant. Pas longtemps cruel. Pour se faire pardonner, il fera la caution.
Oh, thank you. Well, I'd like to do tunes from different countries. So if there's any country you'd like to hear music from, just let me know. While you're thinking, I want to play a tune for you that's new. I have a bunch of new songs written fairly recently, and this summer was a something very special happened. Early in the summer, Brian found a little chick. It was maybe a day or two old. We couldn't find the nest or the family. And so we took it home and raised it, and for about 2 months total. And but when they're very young, so we soon figured out it was a robin. And when robins are young, they have to eat at least every 20 minutes all day long. And And but I did find out that if I sang her lullabies, Brahms' lullaby, just humming, and then she would sleep through the night. Yes, and so, but and we were good robin parents. We looked up how robins raise their young. You have to teach them everything. We had to dig in the leaves and show her where find the worms and the crickets, and we hid a little worm or a cricket under there for her to find, and we don't know for sure if it's a he or she. Even adult robins are hard to tell, but I use the terms interchangeably, and so. And they even learned their calls from other robins. So she was, sitting on Brian's chest as he was, laying down, looking at the computer, and so he pulls up robin tunes, and then she's like this. All of a sudden, she's just transfixed, and watching the robins and listening to their songs. So online learning was part of what we did, and so it was just 2 days before we both had to leave for a month. And we didn't know what we were going to do. And she was getting so that she could fly a little bit better now. So she was, flying a little bit further. And she flew off to the neighbor's house, then the next neighbor's house, and then flew off to where there's flocks of robins. So the timing couldn't have been better. But, it was my first experience with motherhood. And now I know how you feel when your teenagers go off into the world. So you've prepared them as much as you could, but you still worry about them and miss them. So I wrote this tune inspired by Lucky's personality and her call and her flight. So this is Robin's song. We found her when I had least expected. A bird of prey had dropped her from the sky. No nest or family we could find to take her in. No feathers yet to shield her from the chilly wind. We'll take her in a while. Someday fly, hoping she'll fly away. It takes a lot to feed a robin when it's young. In a wild world, so much she needs to know. Each day she'd come and land upon my shoulder, though she was always free to come and go. She'd sleep through the night when I'd sing her lullabies. Lullaby. Every day she flew a little further, until she came no longer to our home. Nature and the other birds were calling, and
empty nest meant I felt all alone. I knew it was her time, 'cause she could fly. She could fly. Time, time to fly away. I'm forever changed, and I have come to find love's the only way a soul can grow. Although there's growing pains when you love, when you love, when you love, when you love.
Thank you. Thank you. There is a video, a 15-minute documentary about this whole experience with that music in the background on my YouTube channel. So if you go to Lucky the Rescue Robin, then you'll get the whole thing. And yeah, it was quite an experience. And she, the door was always open, so she could roost outside if she wanted, or roost on the top of the cuckoo clock, as she sometimes did. Okay, so what countries would you like to hear music from? Germany. Okay, here's a tune that I co-wrote with Beethoven. And so I was hired when I first came to Nashville to do a guitar arrangement of Beethoven's Ninth Symphony. And I heard the part that the trumpets played, the horns played this little just before the chorus comes in with joyful, joyful, that part. So I took that little part and I slowed it way down, changed it to the key of G, changed it to 3/4 time, and turned it into a tremolo piece. So I call this Prelude to Joy. Thank you. Another country? Sorry? Scotland? And somebody else said, what, Ireland? Scotland, Ireland. I'll do a Scotch-Irish tune. Yeah. Although I'll have to change tuning for this to go into Dadgad. So I wrote a tune for Pamela, who sends my emails. And if you didn't get an email from her to let you know that I'm playing here, you can write to her, pam@murielanderson.com. Or if you write to Muriel at Muriel Anderson, she'll get that too as well. And let her know you heard her song. She loves to hear that. And then put Florida in the title. That way she'll know to send you a note just when I'm playing in Florida or if I have a new album out. Okay, so this is Pamela's song. She now, I call it Lady Pamela, and she now insists on people calling her Lady Pamela. And this is it. And I'm tuned down here to Dadgad tuning, which we talked about. That was the first thing we did in the class today. Yeah, so you can all play along with me there. Just grab your guitars, okay? Here's Lady Pamela. Would you like to hear a brand new one? It's only been played once for human beings. Okay. Just because I think you're the right audience for this. Before Florida, I was in Sedona, Arizona, and I played a concert out that way and went there for energy work from a friend who I've had it before, Aurora, there. And we had the most amazing Sedona day. I mean, everyone we met was so new age. It was unbelievable. Until finally we went out to dinner, and I asked a lady what she did for a living, and she said, "Oh, I'm a rain dancer." I mean, so that's a normal occupation. And so I decided to write a song called Rain Dancer, an instrumental. And as I sat outside on the bench to write this song, I heard in the distance somebody singing American Indian chanting. And so I worked that into the beginning of the tune here, that found the notes that he was singing. And so this is Rain Dancer. You'll have to let me know if the rain dance was successful. Thank you. Oh, well, was it a successful rain dance, do you think? Yeah. Yeah, you heard the rain at the end? Okay, another country? Uganda, okay. Let me see. How about Turkey? Is that close enough? Yeah, okay. I'll think about Uganda. It may have to be second set. Yes, okay. That requires a very different tuning. Okay. Any other countries? So we can work some into the second set. Italy. Okay, great. Italy's a good one. Oh, say Brazil? Okay, Italy and Brazil. Italy, Brazil, and Uganda are in second set. Well, oh, okay. Let's do Brazil. I don't know. Okay. Any more? India. Oh, okay, great. All right. So I'm going to do a medley with Indians. I'm going to be recording with an Indian singer coming up the next month. Yeah. Okay, let's do Brazil just on this set. We'll do the other one second set. It's actually, I should preface this, that I actually wrote it in France. I wrote it in Paris when I got stood up on a date. But so I started playing this little riff and it started making me feel better. But it didn't really sound Parisian, it sounded more Brazilian, and so it turned into Rio de Janeiro.
Said I'd love to go for a little rendezvous, thinking of the sweet hellos. If I'd only known that I'd be all alone in Rio de Janeiro. There's so many times that he's made me sad, but I'm making up my mind that I won't let it last, 'cause it's not all that bad in Rio de Janeiro. City lights are flashing in a syncopated fashion. Soon you'll see me laughing, and in the streets of people all are dancing to the samba in Rio de Janeiro. You can't ever trust a man who promises the moon, the beach and all its sand. What's a girl to do to keep from being blue in Rio de Janeiro? Rio de Janeiro. Who'd have ever known I'd be all alone in Rio? He knew to meet in Rio. What a way to find he's no longer mine at all. Not at all. Rio de Janeiro. Tanto céu e mar, natureza e paz, mesmo na distância posso imaginar em vou sonhando assim com Rio de Janeiro. O Redentor que cuida de nós, carnaval e samba é velho tom, nada como um dia de sal no Rio de Janeiro. From a small cafe, see suntan bodies swaying, warm and salty spray. While you hear the children play, they need a little care in Rio de Janeiro. So I let my broken heart disappear into the night, dancing the stars away. And I might just stay right here in Rio de Janeiro. You can't ever trust a man who promises the moon, the beach and all its sand. What's a girl to do to keep from being blue in Rio de Janeiro? Rio de Janeiro. Ooh, Rio de Janeiro. Rio de Janeiro. Rio de Janeiro.
Well, I know some of you may be wondering, where is Brian? What is it you were wondering? I'm glad you asked. He is sailing for 6 months, currently in the Bahamas. And so I think we should all wish him favorable winds, don't you think? Yes. I'm planning to go there and join him on Wednesday. So especially from Wednesday on, wish him favorable winds. The latest album is the Sailing Dreams album, which was all inspired by our sailing trips from Long Island up along the coast of Maine, past Massachusetts. So this is one that I wrote to the wind, beseeching it to go in the right direction. And there's some shanty singers in that sing, blow, won't you be favorable winds. Okay, got that, blow, won't you be favorable. Then there's a little pause before winds, so don't screw it up. Okay, so let's try it together. Blow, won't you be favorable winds. Okay, I think you got it.
Favorable winds accompany my journey, won't you smoothly ripple the sea? Like a touch I remember, sure and steady, then I'll soon home.
Here's your part.
Oh, won't you be favorable winds? When we left Fire Island, come a rainy east wind, we were tacking our way along the shore. A Montauk fisherman waved us in, and Block Island blew their horns. Mornings are golden above the splash of my oars as I rowed back to our Grampian sloop. Though Cuddy Hunk beckons with old shipwrecked shores and the vineyard that Martha once grew.
Here we go.
Won't you be favorable winds? Favorable winds accompany my journey, won't you smoothly ripple the sea? Below my sails, gentle and full, then I'll soon home. There have been blustery storms, there have been days much too calm. Give me a steady wind on the beam, for the point of sail I'm on. The swift woods hold current to Buzzard's Bay. We shot through the Cape Cod Canal. Wind against wave made white horses play as seagulls plunged into the swell. Then came the crossing by day and by night, accompanied by dolphins and whales. Tired and glad to see Monhegan's light, but onward through Maine we would sail. foggy islands we bided our time till the buoy whistle would moan. Alas, when the easterly finally arrived, 'twas a gale that would bring us back home. The surf was raucous, the winds were whistling, hour after hour at the helm. Many a wave splashed over the side, but we followed that storm just as well. Is my home on this Grampian sloop? Is my home on the sea? Is my home that cottage on shore, or will it soon heavenly be? Favorable winds accompany my journey forever at the nose. May you linger no more. Won't you be fair? My sails are ready, then I'll soon home. Like a touch I remember, sure and steady, then I'll soon home.
Well, I should just do one more and take a break. I wanted to mention that part of the proceeds for Acoustic Chef, the cookbook with music for each recipe, is part of the proceeds go to World Central Kitchen. I think they're doing a wonderful job. They're often the first to arrive at any natural disaster and giving hot meals and hope, really, to the people there. So I think they're doing wonderful work. So one little way to support them. And today is the Greek festival. Anyone go to the Greek festival here? Okay, yeah. Boy, I wish I wasn't teaching a workshop. I would have been out there dancing Greek line dances. When the Greek festival came to Nashville, I was out there dancing the last participatory dance and eating way too much baklava and saganaki and souvlaki. Yes, and I woke up the next morning with this tune in my head, and I didn't realize until after I'd written that was in 13/8 time. And so you count it 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, right? Or every little group of 3 is a long step, and every group of 2 is a short step. So it's like this: long, short, short, long, long. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay. So just in case you wanted to dance it, there it is. And so I'll do this one, then we'll take a short break. This is a baker's dozen. you.
All right, everybody. Get ready for the rest of our travel around the world with Muriel Anderson.
Thank you. Well, let's start with Italy. I wrote a tune for guitar and saxophone and or clarinet, and recorded it. And then I kind of liked it. It was in 5/4 time, except for the middle section changes meter every measure. So, but my fingers were all used up to play it. So I figured, well, I'll just sing the melody, and so I had to write words for it. And it sounded kind of silly in English, so I just translated it to Italian because everything sounds good in Italian. So I'll play it for you. Then, if you like, I'll translate it after. This is called Crystal Horizon.
Quando ero bambina guardavo sempre il cielo e mi chiedevo cosa che altra quell'orizzonte di cristallo. Lì sogni son realtà, cavalli volano, la musica, la verità aprono come fiore. La 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 la. Quando sono cresciuta ho volato giù oceani e mi chiedevo cosa che oltre quell'orizzonte di cristallo. Lì sogni son realtà, cavalli volano, la musica, la verità scorre come un ruscello. Sono andata via di casa, sono andata lontano, sono andata cercando d'un domani che era sempre davanti a me, sempre, sempre davanti, e ho trovato amici lungo la strada. Ormai non c'è più la bambina, ma sto ancora cercando. Sarà sempre lontano, lontano da me, qualcosa che già conosco. Si continua a cambiare forme, l'orizzonte di cristallo, sogna me sempre là, orizzonte di cristallo, sogna me creando quello che ho sempre sognato, l'orizzonte di cristallo, l'orizzonte di cristallo, cristallo.
Thank you. Anyone here fluent in Italian? Okay, all right. Well, then my pronunciation was great. And the words go, when I was a little girl, I often looked at the horizon and wondered what was beyond the crystal horizon. Was it where horses fly and dreams come true, and truth and music open like a flower. When I got older, I flew over the ocean, and there it was in front of my eyes, the crystal horizon, where horses fly and dreams come true, and truth and music flow like a stream. I traveled far from home in search of tomorrow, but it was always in front of me, always, always in front of me. Will I ever find it, or is it something I've always known? But I've found friends along the way, the crystal horizon. And that's it. Yeah. Thank you. There was a song that was written by South African farmers, and they were also members of the volunteer fire department of their little town, and a singing troupe at as well. And they were putting out a fire that day, the day that they had the recording session, and so they couldn't sing as well as they wanted to, and they were very disappointed with this recording session. And it became the #1 selling record in all of Africa. So if you're doing African music, most of it is the percussion, right? Maybe I'll have you do something like this. Okay. Did that. If you know the words, you can sing it. All right, let's see. Other countries. Finland, okay. There's several I could do. I could do Mansikka on punainen marja, or O kaunis kesäilta. Let's do O kaunis kesäilta. Okay.
O kaunis kesäilta, kun laksukset käveli. O kaunis kesäilta, kun laksukset Silgår silmety, jotain muistelen. Silgår silmety, jotain muistelen. En kantelu soitti ja laulelin. En kantelu soitti ja laulelin. Se tunteni voitti ja hörtvi syömeni. Se tunteni voitti ja hörtvi syömeni.
Okay. Sit. Jamaica. Well, you'd have to sing the Jamaica. Jamaica would be a good one. Bahamas. I should. Yeah. I wrote a tune when I was in the Bahamas. And we went to this little island, and there are iguanas there that will come up to you and eat out of your hand. And they're just these strange prehistoric animals. They're just amazing. They'll just sit there and they'll look like this, and then they'll scurry it this way, and then they'll stop and look and scurry like this. And so I wrote a little tune for them. Let's see. I was thinking Yellowbird. Is that Jamaican? No. It's right. So yeah. So and we didn't get to Turkey, didn't we? Yes. So Turkish music is very interesting because it's has microtones, notes in between those notes of the scale. And so if there's something that sounds out of tune, it's meant to be that way. Just in case I play that note, I'll turn it down. So this is a lost love song, and I used to folk dance to it, so I learned it phonetically and finally met someone who spoke Turkish, and he translated it, and it means there's a trench, there's a camel, jump or fall, and if it doesn't work, give up. And it goes on to say that I went to the well to see my dear Zainem, but her uncles were there. They had somehow found out, and they said, "What are your intentions? It's not so easy if you want to marry our niece. Take that camel and jump over the trench." Well, of course, everyone knows a camel won't jump over a trench, so that's the end of the story. And this is Ishte Hendek.
Vashi navadim Zaina bimbek hegnie Nasu haberi nale moisen Koyu emmi hepolda Ishte hendek, ishte deve Ja adlausen, ja du schausen Fakten omas, vasku schausen So du almat bisten gesern Ishte halep, ishte arschen Ja adlausen, ja vi schausen Fakten omas Vasco Shelsen, so du almak bisten gesern. Deadly ene aransun, kuzu almak bistersin. Sound of birchet so zur mispan, eri boys adi herbin. Ishte hendek, ishte deve, ja at lausen, ja du schausen, pakken omas, vasker schausen, so du almak bisten gesern. Ishte halep, ishte arschen, ja at lausen, ja du schausen, pakken omas, vasker schausen, so du almak bisten gesern.
Actually, there is a Bahamas song, another Bahamas song. It's really about sailing in general. I just never thought I would be a first mate, But I met Brian, and he designed the album cover to my Nightlight Daylight CD. That's how we met. I hired him to do that, and been together pretty much ever since, except for when he goes off for half a year sailing. So I wrote this about that experience.
Never thought I'd be many days on the open sea. I'm sailing. Never thought I'd say life is once again my way. I'm sailing out on the sea. Let me be far away where troubles never find me. I was always shy, never took the chance, but in my dreams I was sailing. Never thought I'd try something so unusual like running away with you. Ooh, sailing free, far away where troubles never find me. Isn't it a fact? Just when you think you've got it all under your hat, life takes one left turn and love is on the way. Ever on the sea, winds will change whene'er they please. That's something I have learned while sailing, sailing, I'm sailing, sailing, sailing far away where troubles never find me. I'm sailing, I'm sailing, I'm sailing, I'm sailing away.
We went to Norway this year, first time ever in Norway, and we're so lucky that we saw the Northern Lights when they were there. They were out in force. It filled up nearly half the sky, and never seen anything like that, and kind of reawakened my tune that I called Night Lights. Kind of thinking of those greenish cloud-like lights in the sky just moving like just like this. Hard to describe, obviously. So I can only describe it with this tune, Night Lights. I'll be going to the Bahamas to meet up with Brian on Wednesday, and so he has to sail all the way to Nassau in order to meet me, and he got there early and found a place with internet. So he wrote me this email, except that instead of writing it to Muriel Guitar, he put it to Muriel G, and this lady got it. It's this email, an older lady, as most Muriels are, and her husband had just recently passed away, so she went to her emails to, see what condolences had come in. And her son comes in, and she had fainted, and so he brings her back and looks at this email, and it says, "Dear Muriel, I have arrived. I know you didn't expect to hear from me, but everything is prepared for your arrival on Wednesday. And I hope your journey is as uneventful as mine was. And I'm so looking forward to seeing you. P.S. It's very hot down here." So, well, we haven't gone to Japan yet. So I think that's high time to do that. And I had written this tune for a friend who was going to Japan. I said, "Could you write me a Japanese pop tune?" And I said, "Sure, by Saturday." And I said, "Okay," and I did it and sent it to him. And then just recently started thinking, okay, how would that be on the harp guitar? So this is a tune I call Osaka. I thought that the cookbook was finished until we went to Budapest and were invited by a young couple to make goulash over an open fire. And it was so amazingly delicious that I said, oh no, I've got to write a Hungarian tune now. I mean, so I listened to an album of Hungarian gypsy players, and so I said, well, I'd like to get a real Hungarian fiddle player to play on this. And I called the local fiddle shop, and the owner said, oh, my cousin plays the fiddle, but he doesn't speak much English. And I said, that's okay, I'll just send him an email with the music in it, and we'll see if he'll want to record on it. So I did, and he sent back an email and said, yes, I will play with you on this fake gypsy tune. So, so this is my fake gypsy tune that I call a paprika. Okay, let's see. Spain? Do we miss? Okay. All right, Spain, okay. This is one that I wrote for my friends Tierra Negra. We recorded an album together, New World Flamenco. And so when Leo had donated a recipe, I said, well, I've got to write something in their style. And so I call this one El León. some Tuvan throat singers came through Nashville, and I was enthralled by their concert. I went to their show and I bought all their albums. They just do all this kind of weird thing that they're singing out of two parts of their throat, where part sounds like a sheep baaing, and part sounds like a whistle on top. So really different music. And the instrumental part is very primitive sounding, and so it's very cool. And so I asked if they would donate a recipe, and through their translator, I was talking, and they said, yeah, we've got tomorrow free, and there's something very special, from our area. And so I said, okay, just give me a list of ingredients. And they did. They said, well, we need flour and milk and a lot of onions and ketchup and mayonnaise and a live sheep. So I know I had told them to do it just like they did it at home, but I said, would ground lamb be okay? And they said, okay, that'll work. And so they made these dumplings, and then I wrote a tune in their style, and their culture is still largely nomadic, and they really revere the horse, and they honor the horse a lot in their music. All of their instruments, in fact, have horses' heads on them. So I wrote it to the rhythm of a trotting of a horse, and then they were coming through town. It just happened to be the same day I was going into the studio to record this. And I asked if they would play their instruments on it. They said, sure. Is it okay if we write lyrics for it? Great, yeah, so they did. And I can't do the throat singing thing, but I learned a verse, and I asked them what it means, and they wouldn't tell me. They just laughed. So I'm not sure exactly what I'm singing. Hopefully it won't offend anyone in the audience. And I call this Tuvan Horseman. I'll do just a couple more here for you for tonight. We wanted to do one from the country of Nashville, Tennessee. This is one where I'll imitate the sound of all the instruments on the harp guitar. Oh, somebody had asked me to explain about this instrument. This is built by the Emerald Company in Ireland, and there's kind of a long story behind this instrument. Do you want the long story or no? Then it was kind of made for me, but I didn't know it at the time. I'd ordered one. And Alistair Hay, who was, gave my parents and me a ride to the Giant's Causeway with the one condition that I talked to him about harp guitars all the way. He ended up taking that conversation and building this harp guitar out of carbon fiber. And the carbon fiber is great because I can take it on the boat and it will double as a flotation device. And so I ended up ordering the guitar before I found out it was designed for me. So that was kind of cool. And this attachment here, this attaches to the guitar with bungee cord technology here. It just hugs the harp guitar. This was made in Switzerland, the extra trebles. There's not a lot of the harp guitars have trebles. And you tune it here with little fiddle tuners here, zither tuners over here. And then this part over here has harp levers that I can change the notes by a half step. And so you might have noticed I was grabbing those from time to time. That way I can play for you in different keys. And so I found that it just gives me a wider palette to do different things on. Especially if, but I can do it like use it like a regular guitar or a banjo, if I want to play a little old-time claw hammer banjo. finish off with one more here. And this instrument was built in America, popular in America between 1890 and 1920. It was built in Chicago, and Gibson Guitars built a slightly different model at that time as well. And now we're seeing a resurgence. We're seeing these guitars, more builders are making them, and certain people here in the audience who I won't name. So we'll have to come to the next harp guitar gathering, so there's a gathering every year. Harp guitarists from all over the world get together. All 47 of us. 49 now. Yeah, growing more and more all the time. And one harp guitarist from Canada also has a super treble, so not a lot of the guitars have the super trebles. And so, but he has one more than I do. So in order to get that extra super treble, I touch the exact halfway point of the string and attempt to do a harmonic, which you can just barely hear. All right, there it is. So I've got about a 30% chance of getting that note there. And then there's a note that he leaves out because it's right in between these two. So I find I have it on my last little piece of fret there. So I'm going to attempt that note as well. And then there's a cello part in the recording that's going this kind of stop cello. So in order to get that note, I'm going to scrape my thumbnail against the string like this to fool you into thinking there's a cello playing. And then while that's happening, I'm going to play two other parts at the same time, one in the middle voice and one in the upper voice. Okay, so wish me luck on this one. This is Eleanor Rigby. Oh, thank you. One more, maybe? Okay, all right. Well, let's see. What country have we not gone to? Country of Detroit. What? See? Poland. Okay. All right. Well, I do. No, I wrote a Polish waltz, actually. Polish kujawiak is going. Let's see. But I'll do just a little bit, and then I'll do something. A little. Okay, let's go to Detroit, maybe. This is one that I can play three parts at once. Yeah. Don't forget to send me an email. And, be longtime friends. So I can talk and play this at the same time, you know. But not the horn part. I have to concentrate on that. Here we go. Let's everyone give Claus a big hand for doing the sound. Great work. And everyone at ACMA, you guys are great. Wonderful.